Living in a decentralized world, and I love my decentralized coins. You know that we are. Welcome, people, to a new episode of the Suppoman Show. Here with me, the Suppoman, live from the Church of Suppotology, delivering you your dose of crypto mass. In today's episode, we are going to be discovering where we are at in the crypto bull life cycle and preparing ourselves for the mother or father of one of the biggest altcoin seasons and bull runs we will ever experience. So, if you're excited to learn more about that, then make sure you smash up the like because you love content like this. Make sure you join the Church of Suppotology, join the congregation, and also hit the bell notification if you want to make sure that you are getting live notifications. So, let us pray, people. So, let's get up to speed. So, let's see who you are. Let's see who's here in the house today. So, we have got Patrick, Jimmy BTC Motivation, Ryan Kim, Digital Sarkora, Saeed, Robin, Lucas, Severns, Daniel, Adrian BTC, I've said that, Mark, Johnny Bacco, Dion, Lindsay, Jason, Noreen, Robin, Mivek, Jeffrey, Stuart, Kyron, Pete, Pets, Eugene, Jasper, Craig, Matthew. Seems a while since the last Suppo show. Yes, it has. Lindsay Clark, Finn T, Sherman, Daniel T, Glinbert, T Tory, The Populous Pimp, Suppo Cheeks, Cardano all the way coming, yes, indeed, Daddy Suppo from Chuck, Mother's Day, yes! Happy Mother's Day to all of you celebrating Mother's Day today. It's not Mother's Day in the UK, but I understand that it is in the US, so happy Mother's Day to all of you. B-Bank, former FLN people, check the team. B-Bank, yes, I've actually started talking to them. Matic Network people is going ballistic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Long-time lurker since 2017. Good to see you, Sivley. Lisa Marie's in the house. There's loads of you guys coming. Loads of you guys. Maziwa. No, Mawiza. Notice me, senpai. Right, I need to update the Twitter. Update the Twitter to say that I am live. Because I haven't been around for a few days. That is true. That is true. Because whilst the cryptocurrency market was going a little bit retarded, I thought I'd use the opportunity to take a few days off. So, there wasn't really a lot of point, was there? But people, there has been some significant things going on, right? And one, you will be only too aware of this. So, last night, Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live, big show in the US. Big show. And the big, I suppose, reveal, which he had been hinting at on Twitter, was that he was going to talk about Dogecoin, which he did, various segments of the show. But this segment of the show, where he was being this financial expert, was the part that I think is most significant. So I'm just going to play a little bit for you to see essentially. Make sure you smash the likes. 265 of you, only 60 that have smashed the like. There is a very simple procedure to be able to smash the like. It is simply a case of seeing my face right there. There I am. All you do is click across where it says the chat, get rid of the chat, smash that like. There we are. Job's a good one. Bob is your auntie. So, anyway, so this was the most significant bit. All right, so let me just play it for you.
I don't know anything about this. What are cryptocurrencies?
They're a type of digital money, but instead of being controlled by a central government, they're decentralized using blockchain technology. And lately, prices have been soaring for cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and especially Dogecoin.
Oh, right. Now, what is Dogecoin?
Right, okay. So anyway, then he goes on to explain Dogecoin, and they are making a big joke about, so what is Dogecoin? What is Dogecoin? Because they don't really get it. But what you had there was Elon Musk basically kind of explaining what is cryptocurrency. Like a typical perception from the outside world would probably be, oh, that weird crime-related money. You know, it's criminal activity money, right? So that would be probably the layman's perception of it. It's either a crypto, it's either an asset class where you put money in and you're probably going to lose it, or it's related to criminal activity. All right, so you had one of the most famous people in the world, particularly most famous business people, most likable business people. There are tons that are big business people like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and many, many, many others, right? But they're not likable. Like Elon Musk is lovable, right? He is genuinely lovable. Anyway, so he explained nothing to do with crime, right? And he did kind of talk about the meme nature of Dogecoin in particular, and but he talked about decentralized nature, and he talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum. He mentioned those as well. So that gives extra to just Dogecoin, because people probably think that's a joke coin, right? But he gave you blockchain technology, decentralized nature, Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as Dogecoin, right? So it is not purely a promotion of Dogecoin. It's a promotion of cryptocurrency. Because they were saying, oh, stocks are up, but cryptocurrencies are up. What are they? And they used Dogecoin as an example. Now, there is another little segment that I think is quite funny. So look at this.
Like, okay, for instance, this is $1, right? It's real.
Say sorta.
Yeah, okay.
Sorta.
So what is Dogecoin?
About as real as that dollar.
Right, there we go. Now, that was as good a mic drop as you'll ever actually get. Right, now, that was Elon Musk essentially stamping his approval on cryptocurrency at that point. He was basically saying, yeah, you got your money, which everybody kind of perceives as valuable because it's got value attached to that, you know, dollar bill or whatever it was, a $20 bill. But Dogecoin, although you think it's a joke, although you're saying, what is Dogecoin? Actually, it's got about as much value as that. It's about the value attached to it, which is given by a community ultimately. Right? Now, everybody accepts that fiat money has got a value to it because it's a community of this society, essentially, that agrees upon that. And it's the same with cryptocurrencies. And I think that was 2 points that he made in this little segment here, which is number 40 on trending videos and has 1.15 million views at this current time, probably has way more now, where he is essentially smashing out of the ballpark when he's talking about cryptocurrencies to the mass market. This is quite possibly the greatest thing that could have actually happened. This was more a promotion. If you actually think about it, like think about the naked, the naked eye of a person that's not ever touched or thought about cryptocurrency. This was a great lesson from one of the most lovable and most successful and rich entrepreneurs on the planet, giving a stamp of approval on cryptocurrencies. So I just thought this was absolutely incredible. Now, what is still happening is we are still seeing these meme coins thriving. In fact, yesterday and kind of residually today, these cryptocurrencies are still absolutely throbbing in terms of interest levels, in terms of how much people are investing in it. Like, they are still doing incredibly well. 3x here, 13x here. It's like these cryptocurrencies that are a joke, they are a joke, are doing incredibly well as a result. And I will tell you that it is much easier. If you saw my video the other day where I was essentially explaining my journey, my personal journey in cryptocurrencies, then you will have heard what I said, which is that my cryptocurrency journey started with the rubbish coins. Because I was just like, oh, these look like fun. Like, let's just see if I can make some money. And some days I was, some days I wasn't. But that was my initial exposure, which eventually evolved to me moving on to cryptocurrencies with a more serious value proposition, and we're fundamentally aiming to bring decentralized cryptocurrencies to the world and bring blockchain technology to the world, right? Because I was seeing the importance of that versus these meme coins. But also, what I want to say to you is that it virtually costs nothing to bring one of these coins to the market, right? All of these are, to you, they may seem like vehicles to making a lot of money, which they are. I mean, that cannot be denied. When we're looking at, when I've talked about very, very promising cryptocurrencies, I've talked about, Solana, Serum, Matic, Phantom, Cardano, all of these, right? They are not, in the 7-day period, making a 13x or even a 3x. So these are vehicles at the moment because the interest is flooding to these coins specifically. A little bit like what happens in altcoin season, where money is particularly focused to Bitcoin and then it eventually gets focused to altcoins. So how I see it is, if this was a like-for-like chart where this was meme coin season versus altcoin season, the two can be mutually exclusive. Like, you can have a meme coin season without altcoin season, because we're not having much of an altcoin season right now, even though the data says we are. We are not having much of an altcoin season, right? All we are having is Bitcoin being essentially quite static whilst altcoins are doing quite well, but we're not having a great altcoin season. So actually, what you could almost see this as is this is meme coin season and this is altcoin season. And eventually what I imagine will happen is once the focus and concentration of money comes out of the joke coins, the meme coins, then they will essentially be putting their gains. All right. So what's happening right here, as long as people aren't stupid, is that they have a way of being able to crystallize their gains by not putting it in Tether, not putting it back into cash, but essentially putting it into altcoins, really, really good, promising altcoins, right? So that is what I imagine will happen, and that will send the focus and money flow back into altcoins. So that is what I think is going to happen. So regardless of what is being said here, which is really only a relative picture compared to Bitcoin's kind of, I suppose, stillness, actually what I imagine we are going to have very, very shortly is a pivot where these coins kind of get a little bit rinsed and they go into quality coins, because it really costs nothing. Like, these are vehicles to make money. Like, don't get me wrong, they are making serious money, and that cannot be denied, right? However, there is virtually nothing that goes into making one of these. Like, let me just show you something, all right? And this may open your mind. So if you go to an app called CoinTool app or CoinTool.app, then you can essentially create a token. All right, you can create an Ethereum-based token. You can create not a polkadot token, but you can create a Binance Smart Chain token, and you can probably create a Huobi Chain token. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. A HRC20 token. So let's just have a look at Binance Smart Chain. Now look, you can create a BEP20 token, essentially a token that is tradable on Binance Smart Chain, the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, right? So if you go to this page, you can create whatever the flip you want, right? So you can call it Alsatian coin, right? Alsatian German Shepherd, a variation of dog. You can call it Shih Tzu coin, which is another variation of dog. You can call it Poodle. You can call it whatever. You can call it just call it Terrier or something like that. You can make whatever you want. You can even make Safe Moon Doge coin. Fair. Or Safe Moon Fair Doge coin, right? Which is the shittest sounding coin ever. And then call it SMFD coin, right? And you can put a particular supply. So a lot of these are, kind of 1 billion, 1 trillion, 1 quadrillion coins. And then you can decide what kind of mechanism you want it to have. What kind of inherent qualities. Like, can you mint more? Can you burn it? Can you deflate it? And then you just connect your Binance Smart Chain wallet. You create the token. You've make it tradable on PancakeSwap by adding some liquidity. You will need your own BNB, and then there we are. You've got you can chart it. You can have people buy it, And because people are in the market looking for literally the next animal or meme coin, then all you need is just a community to promote this to, and bang, just watch it kind of take off like a rocket, take on a life of its own, essentially. Because that's what can happen. It's just that simple. And this is just one of many tools you can use to create a token like this. And all you need to do then is create a website with WordPress. Takes half an hour. You can get somebody on Fiverr to create you a token design. Takes a day. You can find somebody to shill your token on TikTok or YouTube. Takes a couple of days. And then bang, it's taken on a life of its own. Like, there have been many cryptocurrencies that have done this. I have even considered myself bringing out my own coin, or a coin that I find particularly funny because it's easy to do, right? But it doesn't seem that way, because when you look at these coins that are making serious money, you think, or not you, I don't think you do, but certainly the people that are trading shit coins, particularly the noobs, I suppose, particularly people who may have kind of gone and watched Elon Musk last night, they may be coming and looking for these exact types of coins and will think that they are actually getting involved in something that's of lasting value, when actually most of these have been created this exact way, and it's just whichever can be the best and most convincing looking coin of value. But really, fundamentally, they are not coins of value. Okay, these are all pretty much cryptocurrencies that are easy to create. Some opportunist has created them without much effort. You know, they just get a little team together, and then they essentially bring out one of these. Like the latest one today is like Elon's sperm, which is just literally the funniest thing ever, right? But you know, eventually this is going to be it's gonna be wiped out. Like, all this stuff is gonna be wiped out. Like, these gains are essentially going to be turned into the gains that are going to be experienced across the altcoin market very, very shortly. And in fact, one of the ones that is having a fantastic momentum is ADA today. That has had a fantastic little rise, where I think quite a few, because Dogecoin did go down, like it went up to 70 something cents, and then went down to like 46, and I think a lot of people sold their Dogecoin and entered into some cryptocurrencies like Cardano, because the market cap today is much higher than it was yesterday. It's 2.4 trillion today. So anyway, yeah, so where we are at the moment, I think, is we are moving towards a really violent altcoin season. I think Cardano is going to be one of the forefronts of it, and Cardano-based cryptocurrencies. So I think that as this ecosystem starts to take off, because I think that, you know, Matic or Polygon, Solana, Phantom, Avalanche, like, this is showing that really people are starting to back these ecosystems that give people or give projects the ability to create tokens on their ecosystem or blockchain. And Cardano is the latest to start this. And this is essentially explaining the growth of Occam Finance and the growth of Cardstarter, because both of these are looking to bring investment to the next level of Cardano-based cryptocurrencies. So this is one narrative I think is going to absolutely explode across this month and the next couple of months. As for where we stand at the moment, so I have been looking, and I think the thing that we've got to acknowledge is we never really truly know where we are. No one really knows where we are. Not even the people with a huge amount of money knows what's coming, when it's coming, and what's going to fundamentally happen with the cryptocurrency market. However, what we can do is we can make projections based on the data that we have got from tools that have been built over time, that have been collecting data over time. Now, something that I have noticed, and this is something that has only really as a pattern that's only really started to occur, is a replication of what happened beginning part of 2017, which we are having right now. As you can see, at the beginning part of 2017, we saw that Bitcoin had a dominance of 84% and Ethereum had a dominance of 6%. So Bitcoin back at this time, which was around about the time that I started, literally on the beginning of the first wave of altcoin season, we saw that the Bitcoin started with a high market share of the overall market. Now, back in those days, there were not as many cryptocurrencies. There was only about 900 at this point. There's like 10 times more now. But anyway, so it moved from the beginning of the year. The market share of Bitcoin eroded as the market share of Ethereum increased. And this was because at the time, Ethereum was the main ecosystem, bringing cryptocurrencies to the market and all these exciting technologies and things that were very exciting to invest in. The ICO boom, essentially. So what we saw was from about February, March, so 86% eroded down by the time we got to May to 49%. So it took out about a third, just over a third of Bitcoin dominance there, which only continued till we were about 37%. Now, where we are as it stands at the moment is we have had very similar at the beginning of this year. So we had Bitcoin initially getting a lot of attention, and the market is so different to what it was. And there's greater acceptance of Bitcoin versus how it was in 2017. But the cycle goes the way the cycle always goes. And everybody that says, oh, Bitcoin's going to be stronger than ever and all the other coins are shit, that was what people were saying at the beginning. Now people are beginning to say Ethereum will flip Bitcoin, Dogecoin will flip Bitcoin, Cardano will flip Bitcoin. So it always occurs. The same narrative, different year, same narrative is always going to be the case. Okay, there's always going to be people that have confirmation bias through what is happening in the market. And at the time when Bitcoin had a huge amount of dominance, everybody was very bullish on Bitcoin. Now people are bullish on altcoins. And you can see that very similarly, 61% around about February, March time has now been eroded to 40, roughly exactly the same, about 45%. So May 2021, 44% Bitcoin dominance. And 18% Ethereum dominance. So 44 and 18. Now, if we have a look back in 2017, let's see where we were at the exact same date. So we had around about at the same time, just over 49% Bitcoin dominance and 16% Ethereum. So it is virtually, it is virtually the same 4 years on. Virtually the same 4 years on. What does that tell you, people? And what happened as a result of where we were at in 2017? Essentially, the mother of, at that time anyway, altcoin seasons and Bitcoin. Right? So that is what I believe that we have got coming up. And a very similar comparison can be made with the sentiment around Bitcoin around about the same time. Look, it's virtually like for like. So this is roughly the beginning of 2017 again, right? So if we just look at this period here, we just have a look at this, then this is in essence what we see right now here. Look, it's virtually the same. There was like a peak early on, just like there was a peak early on this year, and then there was some stability in the Bitcoin price to the point where the price that we are at now, which is roughly 60,000 Bitcoin, roughly thereabouts, we're at 65% of net profit, net unrealized profit and loss, okay, which is roughly similar to what happened at this point here, right? Roughly this point here. And as you can see, right, the sentiment kept on going down, even though the price of Bitcoin was going up. So what I believe that means for where we are at now is that the sentiment keeps on kind of going down whilst the price is going up. Like when we last hit, when we were at we were at 75%, near at 75%, nearly hitting euphoria stage at 57,000. Today we are at 57,000 and we have gone down a whole 10%. right? So, which means that it will take almost double to get, not almost double, but around about 30% increase in the price of Bitcoin to get back up to 75%. So as the sentiment continues to cool down, it just makes that the ceiling for Bitcoin price just keeps on getting larger and larger, which means we could end up going towards 120, 150k Bitcoin. I would say probably more 120k Bitcoin at the top of the market, but this is going to make altcoins grow astronomically. So I think that we are in a replica position of where we were 4 years ago. It's almost copy and paste. We're almost exactly the same spot that we were 4 years ago, people. The beginning of the most brilliant season ever. And I think that the most important thing to acknowledge is that despite there being stagnation in a lot of the altcoins that you and I are invested in, and the fact that one can be easily annoyed by the fact that these meme coins have been going up dramatically whilst other more serious cryptocurrencies have been stagnant, that we are not near euphoria stage yet. At least not in my personal opinion. We are not near euphoria stage. And it is going to be the run-up from belief to euphoria where we are going to see the seismic shifts in the prices of altcoins that we're in right now. And that is why, as smart money, not dumb money, so dumb money is what I definitely was back in 2017. I was chasing the highs, I was chasing the gains. I wanted the gains there and then. I wanted instant gratification. That was my way of thinking. So I was trading and I was trying to make good gains with coins that were active and then take positions in coins that were serious for the future. But what I realized was at the time, the best thing to have done was actually to take my positions around about that time that I was trading, right? Because it was during the alt cycle that by hodling, you make the absolute best gains, not trading. Like, trading is really a hit or miss thing. Like, in 80% of occasions, you'll have an unsuccessful trade. And even if you do well initially, then you hold for too long and you miss out. Whereas the most important thing, I believe, certainly at the period we're in right now, which I believe is more around belief, optimism and belief, I think that this is the stage where you just get in at a great price and you just hodl it. You get in at a great price and you don't get distracted by the meme coins and people chasing gains and coins that are very active, because coins that are very active can make explosive gains one day and die the next. And what we are looking for is for constant, stable, consistent growth. And that is where investing at this point, at lows, at bulletproof entries, heeds the way for when we hit euphoria stage and the prices go up astronomically. And then it's like, I don't know what we were ever worried about. You will forget this period where it's like, oh, this coin isn't moving, that coin isn't moving. What can I get into? Right? Don't do that stupid game, because you're just chasing your tail all the time. You're chasing highs. You don't know when the high's going to burn you. Yeah, you can get into Shiba Inu. Yeah, you probably could make a 2x or whatever. But the best gains and best growth I have found comes into investing in very, very good cryptocurrencies, taking strong positions at bulletproof entries, and essentially riding the growth that is undoubtedly going to be coming in the altcoin season. And I believe there's going to be huge amounts of growth. Right, let's take some of the super chats, because I'm seeing there are super chats here. Is it possible that your Telegram chat be only for admins, overloaded with messages? No, it can't be. Like, it is a chat community, and I think that's the magic. Can you check Australian shapes? No, I can't. Sorry about that, but thank you very much, Taha. It's not my kind of thing. Check out Belt, fully diluted, 4 billion TVL. Belt. Interesting. And by the way, people, let me know in the comments, would you buy a Suppoman Suppo coin? Alright, would you buy one? One that I personally want to build lasting value, is slightly a meme, but also a community-based coin. Belt. Binance Smart Chain. I guess the only real way of being able to find that out was in DeFi Station. DeFi Station. This is where you tend to be able to see. This is like the DeFi pulse for Binance Smart Chain. I made mistakes to the jaw. Belt Finance? I take it that is not what I was just looking at. Oops. Oh no, it is what I was looking at. So 120 million market cap. I've never even heard of Belt. 120 million market cap. And TVL is 3.66 bill. Wow. That's pretty amazing. So 366,000,000,000. I think that's billion. Divided by 128. Let's have a look. 28x. 28x undervalued, essentially, is what Belt seems to be. Interesting. Yeah, that looks pretty good. But, in my opinion, probably... Let's have a look at its trajectory. How is it? At a low... Yeah. At a low... It's $49. So it's actually never really... given people the opportunity to get into it when it was a low cap, when it was a micro cap. Right. Need to catch up with the super chats. And by the way, people, if you could, just let's have a quick halftime like spike. I'm gonna unlike and like. If you could just like this video, I would be encouraged to carry on making videos. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. Lisa Marie, probably won't hear when you say this. I'm sorry to have to run for Mother's Day, but wanted to say there's no one better, Suppoman. We're so blessed to share this journey with you and together. Thank you very much, Lisa. I really appreciate the appreciation of me. Any thoughts of Definity launch tomorrow? No, not really. I mean, it's just going to go up massively anyway. Thoughts on Euler? That is a great question. Thank you very much, Jason. Celtic Shaman, just a tithe of gratitude for all the wonderful information you share. Cheers. Thank you very much, Celtic Shaman. I really appreciate that. That is a lovely contribution. Woo! Little dance for top donation there. Thank you very much. Euler. Right, so I am still doing my research on Euler because I know a few investors that a few of the whale investors in Euler. This is the wrong platform to be looking at it. So I am still doing my research on Euler. Now, as far as I understand it, it's pretty low market cap, $3 now. 5.3 mil. Have to look into it. I know some of the early investors in this, so I want to get an understanding of really where has this come from, like where did the interest in this come from? What is it trying to do? But as far as I understand it, it's a derivatives platform. Options trading. Hedge against network shocks. And there's not a lot to it. But yes, Ascend X, 3 Commas, and Focus Labs, who I know very well, are early investors in it. And they tend to invest in... I certainly know that Focus Labs were into Bitmax, very early stage, and Matic, very early stage. So I know for sure that they do not invest in shite. So I want to explore that a little bit more. Globe DX. Are you participating in the Globe DX? I am actually not, because although I have got paid tokens, I haven't actually been really looking into getting into those coins, which is really lazy on my part. I think that the one that I'm getting into recently is Polylastic, which is coming out to Moz. I will buy Suppo coin if we get early bird entry. Pleathery. So this was one I looked at the other day. The trade volume in this seems to have absolutely plummeted. So I looked at this Friday, I think it was. Yes, so this was at the time, I want to say about 50 cents or thereabouts. The volume was 28 million, and now it has really calmed down. And this is where you can typically ascertain how the market are viewing this cryptocurrency. And as you can see, it's basically lost half of its value from the other day, even though it looked very, very promising. And maybe that would be an indication of the fact that it came out quite high. Obviously, people that got into it as early investors cashed out. It kind of peaked at over 60 cents. So now it's going to be a case of just seeing how it does from this point onwards. But it certainly looks like one of the better times to buy. 25 cents seems to have been the bottom. But this has been out, what? Like 3 or 4 days. Like, there will come a point. I think the meme coins are still taking precedence. And there will come a point where this probably gets taken up again. Let's have a look and see how Refinable is actually doing. Because I do imagine this is going to keep going up this month. So, this yesterday, or the day before yesterday, was about $1.48. And it says 164, but I'm pretty sure I saw this was $1.48. And it then jumped up to 260. So if you see those bulletproof entries, honestly, try and get into it. Because, yeah, it is a very, very... It is definitely one of the smash hits of this year. What do you think will happen with Polka Rare IDO will be happening in one day? Well, it's NFT related, and NFTs at the moment is kind of really at the forgotten stage of its trajectory at the moment. So it's definitely something I would, if you're not able to get in IDO, it's something that I would wait for. He's back. Father Suppo, your congregation missed you. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. Weather is rubbish. Did you and Harry watch the Grand Prix? Yes, we did. And it was quite possibly the most boring Grand Prix. It was just Lewis Hamilton winning again. You know, and it's just Hamilton, Bottas, and Verstappen. Again, it's like the most popular podium people in history. It just gets boring after a while. Is Shiba Inu going to have a massive pump? I can't predict that market. I got a bulletproof entry with Trias at $2.40. Well done, you. Because I think Trias has gone up. Trias is like double figures. So yeah, so that is a 10x for you. So well done, you, Mr. Redder. I think Trias was one that I nearly got in at private sale. But it's good to see a micro cap cryptocurrency moving up the ranks. And this one seems to have had quite a good one. Right, I think that is it pretty much for today. Now this week I do plan on having bringing out more content on individual coins. So that is what I will do. And I will cover Ares, SafeMoon. Anybody can create a replica of SafeMoon. Like, it's not difficult. Like, it really isn't difficult. It just happens to have been, like, the earlier it kind of comes out, the more likely it is to do well. Simply, early bird bias. These things do well. It's a bit like Cardstarter. Cardstarter's a pile of shit, but it's, it was one of the first to market, and therefore gets investment for some stupid reason. Anyway, people, I think that is it for today's episode. You have had a nice, hopefully a good mass today, and feel a bit better. It's going to be a case of constantly moving towards those bullish times, and achieving and getting in low. Right? I've just shown you where I believe we are at in the market cycle, and I think that as long as you get in a bulletproof price, then what you will see, what you just saw with Trias, for instance, is what's going to happen with a lot of the cryptocurrencies that are very, very promising, fundamentally strong, got VC backing, great, great kind of visions, roadmaps, and are moving forward to, from the inception to product, the anticipation is the most exciting and the most speculative time to get in those cryptocurrencies. And I think that with what has been happening with the meme coins, I do think that people are going to be cashing out their meme gains into hot cryptocurrencies, those of which have been covered in my top gems. You missed my message of Polkadot. I did actually answer it, and I gave my opinions on Polkadot, which is I think it's taking a lot of the kind of successful factors of other NFTs and kind of combining them to try and make something good. So I would say, like I said when I did actually answer your question, is I would wait because it's the beginning of the NFT narrative again, restarting. Thank you, Roberto. I love you too. I love all of you. You're awesome. And I will see you next time. Body of coins. Amen. Blood of the weak hands. Amen. Drink up. I will see you next time. You're brilliant. I can't wait to see my audience and the congregation in the next episode. It is lights out, all out. Because we are living in a decentralized world.